The next item on the agenda is a discussion regarding the Stocking Works 2 and the Newtown State Store. Is Mr. Smith here? You could give us a 5-minute presentation on what we need to discuss this evening?
I'll try to do it in under 5.
Excellent.
Basically, the states, as I think you all know, have advertised that they're out looking for a new facility. They need the latest, they're talking about 15,000 square feet. They currently have, I think, about 9,000 square feet. So they're soliciting proposals. And simply put, I think we're faced with a decision: do we want to keep the state liquor store in the town? I see it as an anchor. It brings people into town, and hopefully everyone benefits from that. And because of the nature of the business, it's a monopoly. In fact, I heard someone say it's a sanctioned vice. I thought that was an interesting term. And you can't get a lot of the things that you can, well, unless you go to New Jersey, you're going to have to come to Newtown for many of the items. Currently, the state store in Newtown is either number 1 or number 2, depending on the month, best performing liquor store in the state of Pennsylvania. Doylestown's either 2 or 1. It goes back and forth. And I always assumed that you could buy anything in any state store, but that's not the case. What they're realizing is that in certain demographics, a bigger state store provides a lot more choice. So while there is a liquor store in Richboro, for example, you cannot get the choice of wines that you can get in Newtown. Same goes for Yardley. So it serves as an anchor not just for we local people, but it also brings people from outside that are looking for specialty wines and that sort of thing. So the issue, I guess, before us is, do we want to keep them? Because if the borough, or if you allow me to pull a permit to start construction on a new building for them, that I think will go a very long way of enabling me to finalize an agreement with them. I obviously cannot unless I can prove to them I can build the building. And the fear I have is that if we don't take action, it's only a matter of time till someone else steps up to the plate. So that's where we are, and what I asked the Borough Council for is permission to go ahead and start construction on the new building. They would like to be in this year, in 2010, and for that to happen, we're going to have to move rather quickly.
You brought boards, I see?
Well, I didn't know. I have the board because I can sort of explain that in the context of the larger project of the Stocking Works redevelopment, the state store, if that project goes forward, would be an integral part. And I'm happy to share that with the council. But I want to say that, as my partner Bob Hillier was saying, this is still a lump of clay. We're still molding it. So the board I would show you is nothing finalized with the exception of the state store. Everything else is in flux in terms of, well, to go to your point, we haven't had an engineer drawing yet, so I can't sit here and tell you definitively it's going to be just like this.
Right.
But because the proposed state store building location is pretty much where the current Stockberger Chevrolet showroom is, what we're proposing is just taking that building down and building another building in its place, albeit a bit larger. Now, I can show you that on the plan if that'll help.
I think that the question is that not everyone is aware, first of all, of the relocation of the state store and where this might be in your overall plan for the larger development. Not that we are holding you to any particular final design, because I know you're not there at all, but in terms of how this might look. And as my understanding is that if you need to go quickly, or not go quickly, but to start very soon on the liquor store, that would be, in fact, phasing your project. So could you very briefly show us where the state store would be located and what the phasing might look like?
Sure.
Not with detail that we would hold you to, but just to understand the process.
All right. I don't have this so I can project it. Should I come up?
No. You could hold it somewhere where we and the audience can see it.
It's small, it's hard to see. I can either show it to the audience or I can show it to you, but maybe if this works for you.
Okay. Show it to us and then turn and face the audience.
All right. So right now, Center Avenue and right now, the showroom, the Chevrolet showroom, sitting right about here. There's Mrs. Cedia's house as a point of reference. So this is where we're proposing the state store to be. Here's Penn Street, and the current liquor store is situated. If you think about it, if you drive down Penn Street, you're at the back of the liquor store, so it's sitting right here. So this scale, I think, million people's 50. We're moving it about maybe 100 feet from here to here. The difference is that the footprint here is 10,000 feet. The building measures about 100 by 100. And this building, you read it, I think it's maybe 16,000 feet. I think that's the state may take it all, they may not. They're trying to figure out exactly what they're going to do. So that's where it would be, and then the plan that we're working on is the entrance to the project. The main entrance to the project is off of South State Street, right where the entrance is now for Stockberger. And what we perceive is some residential, these are condominiums over here, retail. This is retail. This is a specialty grocer, what we're thinking of now. This is the parking garage we've been discussing. This is a three-story building in Parkwood High, the parking garage. And then I may be getting into far more detail.
Yeah, you don't need to go to a lot more detail, but that's fine.
Right,
Thank you.
so that's basically the plan. Again, this is South State Street. This is Center Avenue. And currently, off of Penn Street, if you drove down Penn Street all the way in, the current state store, you come up to the back of the current state store. Where the Stockberger current Chevrolet or former Chevrolet showroom was sitting right here. And so we're moving the building. We would take down the current state store and build this new building right here, and that would be where the liquor store would be. Now, in context of the entire plan, our proposal as it stands right now is the major entrance is into here. There's retail, residential, and then the parking garage over here, and screened by a three-story building at this end.
Do members of council have questions?
I guess, Alan, what exactly are you asking for from the council tonight?
What I'm asking for is the ability or permission, I'm not sure how to phrase it, I'm not an attorney, to go down to the Borough Hall and pull a building permit for a single building on, I think we have about 8.5, 9 acres there. So we would take down the existing building. I guess we'd need a demolition permit for the existing Chevrolet showroom, and then a permit in its place to begin construction for this new building.
With the permit, if you get the permit to do this, the state store, I mean, you will be able to get the commitment from them, and will they give you a time frame as far as how long they will stay?
Exactly. We've been, obviously I've had a 20-year relationship with them. They've been a tenant for 20 years. Right. They like Newtown. They've done very well here. They're at the point where it's sort of a chicken and egg. They can't commit until I can commit, and I can't commit until I've got something from the borough. So they have this footprint of this building on their CAD system, and they're designing the store, but we can't sign a lease unless I can deliver the product. So that's where it is. And frankly, if I can't, let me put it another way, if I get the approval today and I went back to them and they said, oh, we've changed our mind, I wouldn't build the building because I don't have a tenant, I can't get financing. So.
Okay. Anyone else need to see this?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Alan, you just you answered the question John posed, which is a really important one, but I want to go back to what I'll call the deadline here. I don't want to call it a drop-dead date, but a date by which the doors would have to be open under this kind of phasing.
Well, the state store, as we all know, their big season is Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. They want to in before Thanksgiving of 2010 in order that they can be stocked and ready to go.